We were calling it virtual reality in those days, even though today, when people say, and in general, in the technical world, especially when you say virtual reality, you restrict yourself to saying only things that are seen in stereo in a helmet.
Yeah, people think of hardware.
They think of hardware and
Or Jaron Lanier's and dreadlocks.
yeah, exactly. If you have dreadlocks, then it makes it easier. But back in those days, there were stereo headsets. They were about this big, and they made basically everyone nauseous after 10 minutes. And they were incredibly heavy. The other alternative for stereo VR were what were called caves. So a room with rear projections coming from at least two or more sides. And that required in those days an immense amount of space and an immense amount of equipment, because all of these, each projector was being driven by a single computer. The computers had to be networked together, et cetera, et cetera. So we're talking about everything you had to do. Stereo VR at that point was extremely expensive, made everyone nauseous within 10 minutes, and was just not reasonable, especially when the doctors said, listen, these kids are literally seriously or chronically ill. They have cystic fibrosis, they have cancer, they have, all these really heavy diseases. They are constantly nauseous because of the medicine they're getting. They are constantly hooked up to machines, encased in machines. They don't need more of that. And they said it's just fine if they get to sit in front of a screen and they can move in that screen with a mouse and type in with the text with the keyboard to chat, like you showed us in your demo. We don't need to put them into machines that are going to make them nauseous, even more nauseous. So that was the situation at that time. This technology in the commercial vein went on to become the technology of 3D interactive computer games, also the massively multi-player games that would run on over the internet. But what I ended up getting into after leaving the company was there was also a standard called the virtual reality modeling language. And this was a 3D version of HTML. And basically, I spent the next 15 years of my life building a total of 3 vast virtual worlds that I actually didn't run on the internet because I wanted to have a much more intimate experience. I didn't want people showing up at avatars and doing, the standard conversation.
The things they do. Doing the things that people do.
Doing the things that people do. And the best you can hope for is the standard conversation is, hi, my name is so-and-so, where are you?